Okay, I welcome you all to this fifth day of the challenge. And today we will be discussing about your content. Okay, there are so many things, there are so many sayings, there are so many quotes about content. And it is said that content is king. Okay, that content is king. But there are three C's to the successful course. As I told you yesterday, content alone is nothing, is not going to help you or to your students. Okay. If you want your students to get results, your course, also your content should be backed by coaching. And if you want to grow your business, your coaching business, your courses business to great heights, then you must start building a community of your students. Because those who are into your community, they are going to be your loyal customers for life. Okay. And only those people will be staying in the community who want to learn lots of new things, because learning is a never ending process. Okay. So content is the king. I don't say this. Bill Gates says this. Content is king. But as I said, content alone is nothing. Though in our system, content creation comes after pre-selling. But why we have taken it up before pre-selling, which is going to be discussed tomorrow. So why we are taking up the content creation first? The reason for this is that if you have got the idea of how to create content, then you will be much more confident. Day before yesterday, we were talking about irresistible offer. Before that, we were discussing about niche selection. Yesterday, we were talking about your superhero solution. And today, we are going to talk about content so that you have got a complete background and a solid base to move ahead. Okay. Now, you have to create a content plan, because unless you plan something or we plan something, it's very difficult to achieve. Okay, for achieving a result or a goal, we have to create a content plan so that we create the content in such a way that the content or the course is able to give the desired results to our students or to our clients. Okay, so once the content is ready, then you are done. Okay, now, so far as content is concerned, if you don't plan your content, what happens? If you don't structure, don't plan the content of your course, what happens? Either you end up teaching too much or you end up teaching too little. Both of these situations are not advisable, because if you teach too much, your students, your clients will be overwhelmed. They'll get confused what to do and what not to do. So, over teaching or teaching more is not advisable, right? And at the same time, if you teach very less, very little, that is not going to get them the desired results. So it has to be moderate, it has to be adequate, just the right quantity of content so that the student gets the result. Once your student is getting the results, you are going to get much more benefit, because there will be repeated demand and you will be getting a lot of testimonials. Okay. But the course content has to be structured, because right now, if you go to the internet, if you go to the YouTube, you will find a lots of millions of videos, and say thousands of videos on any subject. But that information is not structured. That is scattered information. A bit of pieces here, a bit of pieces there, something here, something there, all scattered. So that is not useful for your student to learn and move ahead. Okay. Once they get a structured knowledge, a structured information, a structured course, that is what they require for their transformation, for getting results. So what we are going to do is that we are going to structure our course. We are going to structure the information we are going to put in the course in such a way that it becomes result oriented. Clear? At the same time, if your content is boring, what happens? If your content is boring, what happens? Let me know. If your content is boring, what will happen? Interest will be lost. No one will watch. You do not get repeat assignments. Good, good, awesome, 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 awesome. So, why the content should not be boring? Because if your content is boring, this will be of no interest for the students. They don't have any interest. And if they don't get interest in the course, they will not take any action. And if they don't take any action, they won't be getting any results. And they will not be motivated to move ahead in the course. That is the reason that almost 95, 96% students who buy courses never complete them. Just 3 to 4% people are there in the market, in the world, who take up courses and complete them. 3 to 4% are the finishers. So, why? Because either the course is out of context, or the course is boring, or the course is too lengthy, or the course is too small, the information is so little that it's not helpful for the student to get results. So either of these reasons, your student is suffering, and ultimately you will be suffering, because unless your students get result, you will not be having a flourishing business. Okay. Now, the cycle runs like this: course or coaching, if that is perfectly designed, that will get results. And when the student get results, what you get? What you get? Can you guess? When your student gets result, what you get? What you get? Come on, fast. Money. Money is the something which is obviously be there. Positive feedback, testimonials, correct. Kiran, 100% correct. More students, goodwood. That's wonderful. Awesome. So once your course is good enough to give them results, so what happens is that you get more testimonials. And when you get more testimonials, more good feedback, you get more sales. And when you get more sales, you are motivated to improve your course further, so that your student gets better results. So this is a vicious circle. This keeps on going and going and going. Your course keeps on improving, and your students get better results. But the existing students will get the benefit only when the course is backed by a coaching system, not otherwise. Okay. So this is the cycle which has to be followed, and for that, you have to do it right. You have to do it right. Neither over teaching nor less teaching, just appropriate. It should not be boring. But when you make the course appropriately, the right quantity, the right size of videos, the right bite-sized pieces, it becomes fun for you to create it. It becomes fun for your students also. Okay, it doesn't look like a cumbersome job. You feel relaxed because you are not overburdened. What people do normally is that they create PPT presentations with all long sentences. The entire text is written on the slides. And when they give the presentation or they start teaching, they are almost reading out of the slides. So that is not the right way, because everything is written on the slides. So people or your students, they start reading what is written on the screen, and they are not able to understand what you are teaching them. So it should not be like that. It should be the other way around. You may use pictures, or you may use bullet points only in the PPT, and in that case you will be free to speak and explain whatever the points you want to explain. Okay, you will not be stressed, and you will feel relaxed. Then there will be lots of aha moments for your students. And when your students get aha moments, definitely the benefit, your students are the beneficiaries, no doubt about it, but you are also going to be a beneficiary out of it. Giving aha moments to your audience is something wonderful and which should be adhered to. Okay, and it becomes a fun learning exercise for your students. And when they love it, when they watch it like a fun, they start taking action, and they also don't feel burdened. So when they take action, they get results, you get testimonials, you get more sales, and the cycle keeps on moving. So how to create good quality content? So for a good quality content, there should be 4 components. Should we talk about it? Right, BIO, right? Say BIO, bring it on. If you want it, say BIO. Good, 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 good. Awesome, awesome. So what are the 4 components? First component is use your superpower. Do you understand the meaning of this particular thing? What is the meaning of your superpower? What is the meaning of use your superpower? Anybody? Niche clarity. Niche clarity is something different. When we say your superpower, it is something different. Personal story. That is your personal story. That is not your superpower. That is your unique USP. Knowledge, super solutions, 3 C's. Good, good, good. But none of these. Okay. When we say use your superpower, what is the meaning of this is that what you are good at, what you are good at. Got it now or still confused? What you are good at. Clear or not? Passion. Well, Sandeep, what do you understand? Gifted talent. You are reaching to the point to some extent. Our expertise. Okay, so let's not delay it further. Let me clarify what you are good at. Because there are 5 fingers in a hand, and all the 5 fingers are not equal. Agree? All the 5 fingers are not equal. So, likewise, all humans are not equal. There are some people who are introvert. There are some people who are extrovert. There are some people who are good at videos. There are some people who shy away from the camera. There are some people who avoid making videos because they fear the camera, or They feel uncomfortable in front of a camera. Then there are people who hesitate to speak to the audience. They may talk to one person or two person one to one comfortably. But when there are more, when there is a crowd, when there is a gathering, they feel difficult to talk. They feel difficult to explain and give their lecture. So some people are expert in video making, some people are expert in talking, some people are expert in writing, some people are expert in content creation and like that. So whatever is your strength, discover your strength. Either you are an introvert or extrovert. There are certain people who are introverts by nature. I've seen people who are introverts by nature, but by practice, now they are able to deliver the lectures and make videos very comfortably. They are otherwise introverts, but when they start facing the camera, when they are in front of the camera, their introvertness goes away and they talk comfortably. So what you have to do while making the videos or while giving the classes, you just imagine that you are talking to your mom, or you are talking to your kids, or you are talking to your girlfriend or a boyfriend. Never think about your dad, because so many people are afraid of their dad. So never think about your dad, either a good friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or your mom or your kids. Just imagine that you're talking to them. You start looking at the camera and you feel that there is no camera. Your mom is sitting in front of you and you are talking to her. Or your kids are sitting in front of you and you are explaining the concept to your kids. So if you do like that, it becomes very easy for you to give your lectures, to make your videos and move ahead. So whatever is your strength, whether you are good at writing or whether you are good at speaking or whether you are good at making videos, use that strength. Okay. There are courses in which there are no videos, only text is there. But since today the audience likes to watch more and more videos, the video consumption has gone up like anything, as we discussed on the first day. E-learning industry is mainly dependent on videos or live classes. So in that case, you have to face the camera. There is no escaping from this. So you become an expert by doing the things. You lose your fear by doing the things. So if you are afraid of facing the camera, start practicing in a closed room, in your in the comfort of your bedroom or wherever you feel comfortable. You start shooting some rough videos, and you will see that within a few days your confidence goes up and you are now not afraid of the camera, and the camera has become your friend. So once the camera is your friend, your problem is over. But still, if you feel, okay, video making or say facing the camera is not your bread and butter, no problem. You can go for other means. You can go for podcasts. You can go for written text. Okay. So whatever is your strength, use that. Now, the second point is, what is the second important component? Make them do the work. Don't just give a lecture. There are lots of courses in the market, already recorded videos, pre-recorded videos, and the video looks like another YouTube video, and the coach who is giving making the video expects that the students will take action. So if they had to take action, why do they need your course? There are a hell lot of videos on the YouTube and the other places, so they can watch any video and learn the things. But when you are giving coaching, you are giving them courses, you should always back it with coaching also, live coaching also. And you must ask them to do the work. You don't do the entire work. You explain the concepts, and ask them to do some work. Like I asked you, all of you, to yesterday, to prepare your what? superhero solution. But very few have done this. Either you people are not taking interest, or you people are afraid that your ideas will be taken up by somebody else. So if that is the case, don't get afraid. Nobody is there. And even if somebody copies your idea, he can't copy your brain. He can't copy your identity. He can't copy your style. Okay. So just forget about that and move ahead in life. So ask your students to do the work, right? Then include them and make it interactive. It should be an experience of immersive learning. What is the meaning of immersive learning? Exploration, creation, and sharing. Your students must learn, then they should create their piece of the content or whatever is required, and they should share it in the community so that they get the feedback. Once they are getting feedback, it is beneficial for the student, it is beneficial for other people who are taking up the course or are the members of the society or the community, and is beneficial for you also. So try to make this an immersive learning experience, right? There are certain people who just switches on the camera and keep on talking, whatever is the length of the video, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and nothing else is shown on the screen. They are just as if they are talking and the camera is listening. There are no visuals, there are no examples, there are no pictures. It becomes boring. How long can your student watch your face on the screen? How long? So if you use a combination of your video as well as some images, as well as some examples, as well as some quotes and things like that, it becomes interesting. You can use mind mapping also. In this particular challenge, I'm not using mind map. Otherwise, my most favored tool is mind map. So, and there are certain mind maps which are available for free of cost. So you can use mind map, or you can use images, or you can use graphics in between, so that your student is stuck to your presentation. He gets interested and it doesn't become boring. So the third component is, as they say, one image is better than 1,000 words. So that grabs your students' attention or the audience. Okay. So make it visually appealing. A picture is worth 1,000 words. This is a Chinese proverb. Then the fourth component is that if there is just one way of passing on the knowledge, either you are speaking on the camera, or you are just giving images, or you are just giving the text, or you are just giving the audio, it is not very useful. There should be a combination of at least two, three things. When you are using a video, auditory is also there, visual is also there, kinesthetic is also there, only reading and writing is not there. Okay. So that way, that is the reason videos are most liked medium of e-learning. Correct? So they should have a better experience. They should be involved in whatever you are teaching them. So you want to create your content? Should we move ahead? Now, there are two aspects of course creation. One aspect is the structure. When we talk about structure, that part means what to teach, what all you are going to teach. Suppose you have selected a niche, which is wellness, and your micro niche is weight loss, and that too you are going to teach through yoga. So what all asanas and what all other aspects you are going to teach? You have to create a structure. Okay, these things are, these asanas and these are pranayams are required for weight loss. So what to teach is the first thing. Then what points to include? who should do it, who should not do it, what precautions should be taken, in what physical conditions, say ailments, one should avoid doing all these asanas and all that. A lot of precautions and a lot of what type of food they should eat, what type of lifestyle they should have, how many hours they should sleep at least, what points you have to exclude, which are not necessary, why to waste students' time and your time, and what should be the flow of the information which you are going to give them. So all these are the part of the structure. This is how you structure your course content. The second aspect is presentation, how to design the PPT, how to design templates, how to design checklists or workbooks. So this is a very lengthy chapter. We cannot discuss all these things. But structuring is very important. So you should focus on structuring, and presentation is something which you can outsource also. If you are not able to do good PPTs, you can take help of your friend or somebody in your family, or you can have a paid person who can do it for you. Okay, but structuring and content creation should be within your control. Okay, now there is a famous format model. Whenever you are creating content, you have to think about all these things. If you look at the red part, this is why, meaning. Suppose your course has got 4 modules, 5 modules, 8 modules, 6 modules, whatever the number of the modules is. You just pick the first module. Now, about this particular module, what is the meaning? Why? What is the why behind this particular module? Suppose, again, we take the same niche, weight loss. Why weight loss? If your student is not taking care of their weight, what will happen? And if they take care of their weight, they keep it under control, what benefit they are going to get. So here in the why section, initially you should talk about if they go for weight loss, why they should go. And if they don't go, what is going to happen? What are the problems which they will be facing? So once you explain this, after that, the second part is who, what. This is not, still the content is not there. What other things, associated things like in yoga, what precautions should be taken, who should not do it, any person suffering with some ailments should avoid these particular asanas, old age people or elderly people should not do it, or say pregnant women should not do it, or it's not good for children, etc., etc., etc. So all those things, do's and don'ts, should be told, should be explained. After that, After that comes the steps. What steps you recommend your students to take? Step one, step two, step three. So, in the first why, you have to give two, three reasons why it should be done, and two, three reasons if they don't do, what's going to happen, in what. The second concept, that is concepts part. Okay, what all is to be taken care of, what precautions should be taken care of. Okay, then the skills part comes, and here you are going to give them the action points. First you do this, then you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Step one, step two, step three, step four. Right? When you have explained this thing, then your module should tell them now what to do. Now what to do. Because this is for other areas, this is not for coaching. But if we adopt this model in coaching, the course creation or content creation for coaching, this is the now part. Instead of if, we can say now. And when we say now what to do? And what to do means there should be a call to action. There should be a call to action. Do people understand what is the meaning of call to action? What is call to action? What is call to action? No answers. Implementing the learning button. Call to action, the button is always there, but the call to action is what should they do now after learning this? What are the immediate steps they should take? They have got the concept, they have got the why, they have got the steps to take. Now, what next? They should start implementing it and they should start sharing it. Because once they start sharing, they get the feedback. So, here, when you are preparing your course, when you are teaching in your community to your students, you ask them to give their feedback, to share with others. Once they do that, they get the feedback. And what you get? Tell me what you get. We were talking about it just a few minutes ago. What you get. If your student is getting results or feeling an aha moment, you get recognition, you get testimonials. Okay. And how to use testimonials. How to use testimonials. Here, in between the what and how, you can use your testimonials. Okay. Okay, your students has got this particular result, and that is the reason these steps are required. Okay. Now, if we use this format model in our coaching or in our courses, there are four parts, as we say, format. So, first part is why it is important to learn, what happens if they don't learn, one, two, three, 4 points. What happens if they learn this? What benefits they are going to get? So, the problems of not learning and the benefits of learning. Correct? Now, in what part? What precautions, what other things they need to learn along with the steps. In the how part, what are the action steps involved? And now is the call to action. What action they are supposed to take. Okay. Now, the format model, this model doesn't work only for courses. The same model applies to any content. Even if you are making videos for YouTube, your video should be divided in these four segments. Initially, you should talk about the why, then you should talk about what, then you should talk about the concepts, step one, two, three, four, and then you should always end it, always end it with a call to action. Okay, what you are expecting your students or your readers or to your spectators to do next. You can ask for a feedback, you can ask for a testimonial, you can ask for a thumbs up or whatever. And in case of courses, you can ask them to take action and share. Okay. You can use the same strategy in blog writing also, in creating books also. You are writing something, any article or any book should be divided like this. Okay. You can do it in your webinars also. When you are going to hold webinars, you can use the same system. Why, what, how, and now. Simple. If you go for podcasts, the same system will apply. If you go for group discussions, the same system will apply. Okay. So this is the base on which your course or your content should be based. Now, like here in my course, we talk about the concepts that gives them clarity. Then we ask them to implement certain things, that is the launching phase. And then we ask them to scale. So for scaling, what all they need to do. Okay. In your model, now I want you to write down what is your first module. Have you worked on it? Yesterday we were talking about your superhero solution, and some of you were saying 5 points, some of you were saying 6 points, 7 points, 9 points. what all steps you had decided, what is the first step or first module? What is the first module? Okay, let me know the name of your course first. Have you decided a name for your course? Have you decided the name of your course? What name you are going to give to the course? Not yet. Presentation skill mastery. Learn 3P formula. Okay, when we talk about, well, Jayaraman, if we take your example, what is the first step you think? What is the first step? Working, although decided, okay. Introduction. You should not say introduction. You give it some beautiful name, some attractive name. Okay. You can say like importance of this particular thing. Why this is needed, something like that. Okay. You and your business visibility. This is not the not very attractive name. You try to make it attractive. Try to make it attractive. The name should be a catchy name. Okay. So what is the first module? What is the first module? Sandeep, in your case, what is the first module? Have you decided or still working on it? Understand your business. This is the name which you want to give to the course, or this is the first module? Sandeep, is this the first module? I'm talking to you, not only for you, but for everybody else also to understand. This is the first module. Understand your business. Now, why understanding the business is important? If they understand the business, what happens? And if they don't understand the business, what happens? Give me two, three reasons why they must understand. Or say, if they don't understand their business, what happens? Okay, Amitabh is fast enough. Married relationship mastery, marital relationship, sorry. Why relationship mastery is important? Okay, first module, great presentations are must to have. Good, good. Move ahead. Second, third points. Second points, third points. How to control fights, arguments. Good. How to will come later. How to will come later. Here you can say controlling, a better relationship will avoid conflicts in the family or in the relationship or between husband wife. Something like that. Okay. I'm not able to understand, Sandeep, what you mean by this. Or they just doing it because someone told them. What? What? Knowledge about their business. So is it clear to all of you what I mean by when I say that you should have at least two, three reasons for your students to know why in the why part, this green part, that should be three, 4 points, why it is important, and three, 4 points, what if they ignore it? What are the benefits? What are the problems? Okay, you should explain both of the things so that your students are not ignorant about it and they take care of it. Okay, now getting the point. Daily 5 minutes rituals. What is it? The third module, okay? No, no, you are talking about the steps. I'm not asking the steps. In the first part, you should talk about why. Suppose we take the example of marital relationship. Why marital relationship should be taken care of? What is the importance? What will happen if you take care? And what will happen if you don't take care? Okay. These reasons and these results should be reflected in the initial part. Okay, why this is important? Just to highlight the importance of the module, you have to give them clear points. If you do it, these are the benefits. If you don't do it, these are the problems. Correct? Got it now? It should be like that. Okay? Now, we come to the second part, second aspect, and that is the what part. What common mistakes, three, four common mistakes which people are doing, which the normal people are doing, the three, four common mistakes, and which should be avoided. Okay? And if there are certain precautions or some other things which they should be taken care of, you should mention those also. Okay? So that makes it very clear for your student to understand that why this is necessary and what precautions or care they have to take. Then you come to the how part. What steps are needed? Step one, step two, step three, and like that. Okay? Getting it? Clear? Clear? After that, in the how now part, you can ask them to complete the module. And once they complete the module, they should share it in the group or in the community. So that way the entire cycle gets completed. Right? Now, as I told you earlier, repeatedly yesterday, I told you, today also I told you that only content is nothing. If content had been of that importance, had been the only source to give the results which your students want, why should they buy a course? Or why should they come to a coach? They can go to YouTube, they can go to other Quora or some other platforms where a hell lot of information is there. You go to Quora, you will find lots of information. You go to YouTube, so it's an ocean of information. Endless. You search any topic and you will find millions and thousands and lakhs of videos. So why? If content was that important, they should not buy a course because that is unstructured. That is unstructured and segregated. In the course, what you are doing is you are giving them structured content, right quantity, neither more nor less. Then it should be backed by coaching, and your coaching and content should be backed by a community. So this makes the circle complete, and this gets better results to your students and to you also. For fast results, right content, right quantity, then coaching, and then community, so that they can remove their doubts and they can get feedback. Correct? Now, do you want to know about value ladder? What is value ladder? How many of you understand the concept of value ladder? Come on, tell me. You don't know. What about others? Today, people are very slow in responding. Increasing the value for the audience. Anyone else? Anyone else with offers? Yes. Anyone else? No more answers? Come on, value customer will get. No, 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 no. Something like from the learner, try to make them owner of their situation. No, no. When you are going to sell your course or your coaching, I told you yesterday that the serious students are lifelong learners. They want to learn throughout. Once they have completed your course, what is for them to remain in contact with you? Why should they be part of your community? Because they want further knowledge. Okay, because they want further knowledge. So you have to, your job is to bring the student into your community, into your ecosystem. You understand ecosystem? Your community, your course structure. So that is the reason you should not have only one course. You should aim at having a beginner course, then core course, then premium course, advanced one, and aspirational course. So, like that, there should be step one, step two, step three, step four, and your student keeps on moving to the steps one by one by one if they are interested. Because if you don't offer them higher knowledge, you are doing injustice to your students. So, you should offer them various stages of learning. So, first stage, then second stage, then, and that is the proper system of doing this business. Initially, you should offer them a free gift. Once you offer them a free gift, that is a lead magnet. That way, you are getting their contact information. Now they are into your network. Okay, you keep on communicating with them. You keep them nurturing, and once you nurture them properly, once you share knowledge with them properly, and ask them to convert to your first tier, that is your, some people call it tripwire course. You understand the concept of tripwire? What is tripwire? Level 1, level 2 courses. What is tripwire? Basic course. The present system in this industry is that people say this is the lead tripwire. I strongly oppose the concept of tripwire because, in my view, tripwire is nothing but a sort of cheating. Why I say so? Because a tripwire, whosoever is using the term tripwire and what they are giving to their students is the conceptual knowledge, is just the theory part and conceptual knowledge by which the student will not be able to get the results. Is sort of do it yourself kind of thing. Okay, this is the information, now do it yourself. These are the steps, now do it yourself. So, will the student get results? No, very few, very few. Because you are not giving them coaching, you are giving them just basic pieces of information this. Instead of that, if you give them hands on practice, this step, then how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. And whatever problems they are facing, you keep on removing those problems, those obstacles. That will be more effective, or just the piece of information? Which is going to be more effective? There are certain coaches who are selling their tripwire courses for 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, which are not of much use, that doesn't carry any hands-on experience or hands-on coaching. Okay, hand holding is not there. So without hand holding, suppose somebody who is just a complete beginner, How he can move ahead? Cannot. Cannot. This is not effective. So I completely disagree with the idea of a tripwire. Instead of, you should have a course which is good enough for your students to reach the desired results. It may not be very say lengthy course, or should not be your advanced course, but whatever you are giving in the initial course should be good enough for the students to get result. Okay. So, but after that, you can give them advanced course if they want to explode their business like anything. Then you can give them other areas of income along with what they are doing, along with the course selling, along with the coaching business. What else can be added? How additional income can be brought in? There are number of ways whereby in the coaching business or in the courses business, you can have multiple sources of income. The beauty of this business is that you can have multiple sources of income. That is being taught in my paid courses. So, what all benefits you can get, how you can have multiple sources of income. Because if you have multiple sources of income, you are not depending only on the sale of your course. You are getting income from the sale of the course. At the same time, you are getting income from other sources as well without doing any heavy additional work. Okay. So, value ladder is nothing but the steps, or say level of courses: first level, second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level. Okay. The basic initial level is almost either free or a very, very low price, say 99 rupees, 199 rupees, 299 rupees, 499 rupees. That is to bring in the new customer into your network. That is to bring the new customer to your network. There is no other purpose, but you should not focus on the lead magnet, the first step. You should focus on your core course, because when you focus on the core course, you are going to have a decent income. Suppose you have got courses starting from the first level is say 99 rupees, then 499 rupees, then 999 rupees, then 999, or say 4999, and after that you say 25,000. Do you feel that the person who has bought your course for 99 rupees is having the same thought process, the same mental state as compared to the person who is buying the 25,000 rupees course? Both of them are entirely different audience. Both of them has got different mindsets. So why you should focus on the 99 rupees thing? Why? Make it free just to attract the audience. Make it free and focus on your core course, your basic course, which should be good enough for the students to get results. And when they are comfortable learning, when they have learned all the things, basic things, after that you can offer them, okay, now since you have learned all this, you are implementing all this, you are getting results. So if you want to get better results, this is another option. Good enough. This is not cheating or something else. You are giving them the results which you promised, and after that you are giving them an offer. Okay, now if you want to upgrade, this is the offer. They upgrade. All of them will not upgrade, but so many of them will upgrade to your next level. They'll learn over there. When they get better results, after some time you can offer them the third level, and there can be third, fourth, fifth levels also. But it will be enough if you have got a free thing, that is lead magnet. After that, your basic course, then advanced course, and then aspirational course. When I say aspirational, means that could be a one-to-one coaching or group coaching for 1 year or 6 months or whatever it is. Okay. And for that, you can charge very, very high fees. Got it? So that is the concept of value ladder. And whosoever enters this industry Courses and online coaching should aim at having a value ladder. Unless you have got a value ladder, it will be difficult for you to make decent income. But this thing has to be taken care of, that initially when you start, you remember the first day we were talking about the rule of 5 C's, 5 ones, sorry. We talked about the rule of 5 ones. Remember? Remember what is the rule of 5 ones? Or you have forgotten? What were the 5 points of the rule of 5 ones? Anybody? The first day we discussed this concept. Target audience, one person, one course, one method, good. One product, good. One topic, tool, advertisement, target, method. And the fifth one, traffic, okay. The fifth one, most important. The most important, the fifth point. 1 year. 1 year, correct. Well done, Saurabh. 1 year. 1 year. Okay. Now you understand? You should stick to it with one basic course at least for 1 year. At least for 1 year. Meanwhile, you can start preparing your advanced course. But you just talk about your basic course for 1 year, one audience, one product, one process, one traffic source, and 1 year. So that makes it the rule of 5 ones. If you stick to it, your success is guaranteed. Your success is guaranteed. But if you keep on jumping from post to pillar, post to pillar, post to pillar, keep on adding the courses, keep on doing this, keep on doing that, having 2 niches, having 3 niches, my dear friends, it's going to be difficult for you to grow faster. But the more things you add, your growth gets delayed. Note it down. So if you want to grow your coaching and your course business, you have to focus on what? Now give me fast. Five ones. Give me fast. Come on. One by one, fast, fast, fast. Come on. One target audience, one product, one conversion tool, one traffic source, 1 year. Good. Good, 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 good. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Now you remember it? That's wonderful. So if you stick to this rule and meanwhile start working on your value ladder, so over a period of time, second year, third year onwards of your career in this business, your business will explode. Exponential growth is going to be there. Exponential growth. Okay. Now, here the concept is elaborated more precisely. Level 0, people call it level 1, I call it level 0. Lead magnet. Some people charge 99 rupees or 199 rupees for this, but it should be better if you give it free of cost. Like it could be a webinar, it could be an ebook, it could be some blog post, it could be a challenge. I'm giving the challenge free of cost to you. 5 days. Rather, name is 5 days. Actually, it's 6 days. I'm not charging any money from you. So this is to give an idea to your students what kind of coaching you are going to provide and what type of learning they are going to have and whether they will get the results or not. So it will make it clear for them. Okay. Now the concept, as I told you, I don't believe in the concept of tripwire, but still that is a thing which is prevailing in the market right now. So that is a content, theory content or conceptual course. Just content is there. No action steps are included. No action steps are included. How to do it is not there. What to do is there. So what to do is not the correct way to guide somebody. Okay. Then comes level two, core product, which is the implementation course. How to implement the knowledge, how to use it step by step by step, what to do, what not to do, how to do it. How is this part comes in this part. Okay. This can be group coaching. This can include group coaching. There can be coaching calls. There can be a community. There can be Facebook groups and all that. So this becomes your core product, whereby your students become a member of your coaching family. Correct? Then there can be profit maximizer, wherein you can have group coaching, you can have coaching calls, you can have masterminds, you can have partnerships, you can have collaborations, you can have affiliate programs, you can start earning affiliate commission also. So multiple sources of income can be there, because the time is changing very fast, and in future whosoever is going for partnerships, collaborations, affiliation, all these things are going to be the winners. You'll be making much, much, much more money and having a fulfilled life if you use this kind of a value ladder. Okay. Now, to make it more clear, we take the example of a dentist. Okay. Suppose there is a dentist, and what he does, he offers free or low cost teeth cleaning. Come to me, teeth cleaning is free of cost. So people start coming to his clinic. Once they enter the clinic, what is your name, sir? What is your phone number? What is your email ID? Blah, 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 all the information. Then he gets the treatment free of cost, teeth cleaning, right? But at the same time, he is offered, okay, your teeth are not white. You want teeth whitening. This is the cost for that. So many of the people who came for free teeth cleaning will opt for teeth whitening also. So when they opt for teeth whitening, you start earning from that. After that, you say, retainer, if you want to keep your teeth white and shining and all that, we can do it every month for you. And for that, we have got a system like that. Then you can, to some of the clients, he can ask, okay, you can go for cosmetic surgery or cosmetic treatment. Then 6 months checkups, things like that, step by step by step, they can offer. So that way you can provide better and better and better services, more services to your client, and you can make much more money in the process. Got it? It's clear now? Now, in my case, I gave the business expert business model, or say freedom business model, that is giving them an assurance that if they follow the system properly, they'll be able to generate 1 to 3 lakhs within 60 to 90 days. Okay. Some people are getting much better results than this, making 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs also. But at least 1 to 3 lakhs a month is what they will get if they follow and implement all these steps. After 60 or 90 days, if they want to grow exponentially, then there is Expert Business Launchpad. This is my advanced program. So in that, they have to pay more, but the growth rate starts multiplying, and they are able to make 50 lakhs to 1 crore in 1 year. This is the kind of result which we are assuring them, provided they take the proper action. So similarly, you can have 2 levels, 3 levels of courses, and charge accordingly. So, has there been some information, some knowledge, some learning today? Are you excited? I'm not going to give you any homework today because you people are very lazy in doing the homework. But every one of you must do one thing. You go to the Facebook group and write your feedback in 3, 4, 5 sentences, not just one or two words. You write their feedback, what all has been your experience during these 5 days. Okay? This is a must. All of you should go there. And those, some more homework. Have you done the homework which I gave yesterday? Have you done the superhero solution? Have you done that? Because very few people have posted in the group about their superhero solution. Aparna, have you done it? Yesterday's and day before yesterday's homework. Do it. Do it and share it. That is the homework. And today, all of you should give your feedback in the group. And those who have not yet given their rating and feedback in the Trust Pilot should also go to the Trust Pilot using the link which I'm going to give right now. And give your feedback and your 5-star rating in the Trust Pilot also, so that other people also get benefited. Right? Here's the link to the Trust Pilot. That is in the Facebook group also. This link is there. So once you start giving the feedback and 5-star rating and you give feedback in the Facebook group, that will encourage your fellow learners to focus more. And let me tell you, tomorrow is the most important class. Most important. Why I say most important? Because the topic tomorrow is how to sell your course before creating. I think all of you must be very keen to learn that. Okay. If you give the feedback today, I'll be encouraged to share more knowledge with you. You can understand that. It's very clear. So give the feedback in the group. And those who has not yet rated on Trustpilot should go to the Trustpilot by clicking this link. This is already given in the group. Still it is here. You can just click it, go to Trustpilot, give your 5-star rating and your feedback. Okay. So I think it's enough for today. And as I told you, tomorrow is going to be a very, very important day for all of you. So don't miss tomorrow's class. Always sell your course before you create it is the concept. Along with that, I'll be teaching 2 or 3 more things, smaller things. Okay. So now we sign off for today. Do the homework which I've given you right now, and those who has not completed their superhero solution and their irresistible offer can do it today and share it in the group. Okay. So good night. Love you all.